Well, hey, good evening, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good on you whenever you read this or see this or join this. My name's Ken Close. I am an engineer and Healy World member in the USA. And this is Tech Tip Tuesday. I'm joined by my awesome co-host, Jake Barron, Head of Operations for Americas. Hey, Jake, how are you doing?
And good evening, everyone.
Hello, hello. Thanks for being here. And we have customer service special guest. Dongni is in the background in the chat, right?
Yes, he's here to help out for all of your tech tip needs.
Right. Well, everybody say hello to Dongni. Welcome and thank you for helping us out. We really appreciate you. So folks, hey, if you haven't been here before, well, I'm glad you're here now. Let me tell you a little bit how Tech Tip Tuesday works. This is a chat-based forum where you guys put your questions in the chat, and then myself, Jake, Dongni, sometimes the audience comes in and we unpack the topic, we answer the mystery, we solve the problems. So we could talk about pretty much anything that has to do with the tech, the apps, the theories, the concepts, the functionality, all the cool stuff around frequency. What we can't do is we can't treat, diagnose, prevent, or talk about how to cure any kind of disease, disorder, or dysfunction within the body. That's not what we're here for. But we can sure help you understand and use the Healy systems. So that sounds fair enough. I think you guys can light up that chat and let's see what you guys want to know tonight. Anybody? Oh, Lindley's first one out of the chute, right off the starting line. So she's referencing a Monday Night Magic, which is another platform, another presentation that I do. We talk about all kinds of things, microcurrent and alike, but let's see, she put a microbiome in search app and why so many options? So again, when you put anything in the search app, so she's talking about the HealAdvisor Search. It's over here off my shoulder here. You can kind of see right behind me here. HealAdvisor Search. It's the wavy line one. So that search engine, let's call it the Google of frequency. Okay, I should say more like the Google of Healy frequencies. So when you put a word in there, it takes this vast database and everything that pertains to whatever word you put in there, it pops up with content. And oftentimes it's going to group programs together, right? Some things that may be synergistic. And the very first thing in the very first group is always the highest priority. So there may be 100 things in there, right? There's how many hundred programs in Healy now? I mean, like 300 or something. There may be 100 items in there, 100 references to what programs may assist with that particular topic. But the first one in the first group is the highest and most preferred. Okay. And then down the line from there. So what I wouldn't really look at how many things are there as opposed to which ones are the top 10. Does that make sense? The top 10, or even the top 5, by the way, every time you do a scan within the HealAdvisor Analyse system, how many items pop up? It gives you 5. It gives you the top 5 items within the database you chose that are relevant to the person, the client. So that's the biggest, most important thing is like, just look at the top ones. No matter how many there are, there's always a lot of options. Well, I won't say always. Sometimes there's only one, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think like a lot of the more general terms, you do get quite a few different options. And, something like microbiome, like it can touch in a lot of different areas. There's so many, 300 plus frequency programs, and a lot of them have some sort of frequency in there that might be beneficial for that particular topic. So yeah, it's an extensive list, but as Ken mentioned, just start with the top result there.
Yeah, and besides, let's just say that it gave you 20 results. Okay. If you're applying these in ways of microcurrent, which is what I do a lot, is the microcurrent. Healy's suggestion, official suggestion is, no more than about 3 microcurrent programs per day. So if it gave you 20 and you're doing 3 per day, I mean, that gives you, several days worth, right? Over a week, or a week anyway, that you can do 3 a day. And so that gives you a very good plan for the entire week, right? I don't recommend like hopping all over the place. I like to stick with like 3 very solid recommendations per day, and then stay with that for a minimum. I like it 2 weeks, really, because the body takes a while to acclimate. So every time I'm working with somebody, we do a 21-day or 4-week protocol. 21 days is the minimum. Again, it depends on really several factors. In other words, what are you willing to sacrifice and stop doing? Right? Like if you're doing a whole bunch of things, we don't know what's most effective. So if we just all of a sudden say, okay, I'm just going to focus on, I don't know, microcurrent and the Healy suggestions, dive into that, right? And then let go of everything else and do it for a good solid 3 weeks. All right. Well, here's the thing that relative to that topic, think about these bodies, and microbiome came up there as part of the topic. Microbiome, as Jake said, it's pretty vast, because we're not only talking about its own microscopic bacterial partnership with these bodies, but we're also talking an entire different nervous system. So we're all familiar with the term autonomic nervous system. Well, there's another, that's the ANS. There's another nervous system, the ENS, or enteric nervous system. This is what that microbiome communicates within. And so Healy's speaking, when you're running a microcurrent program or a magnetic wave program, coil or microcurrent, Healy's speaking to the entire organism and the non-human organism. Okay. It's speaking to it all. So it's all receiving the message. All right. Well, what do we got, you guys? Anything you want to talk about? Jake, what's going on with you?
It's trying to close up the year here. It's been a very busy second half of the year. We've got some cool things that we're working on related to some new tech videos that we're going to be releasing later this month, which I think everyone's going to love. But yeah, I mean, this is, and actually, so Ken, maybe we talk about, so next Tuesday is going to be our last Tech Tip Tuesday of the year, because the following Tuesday is Christmas Eve, and the Tuesday after that is New Year's Eve. So we'll have maybe a bit of a celebration next week on Tech Tip Tuesday. We're going to share some cool statistics as far as what all we've been able to cover over the course of this year, how many hours, how many questions we've answered, that kind of thing. They kind of see, and a lot of people in the call, our regulars here have been through with us for this entire year and the years before that too. So definitely, it's always fun to kind of see what we were able to do over the course of the year.
I love that. That's great. I mean, and it's going to be, just before Christmas. So let's be festive. I mean, what? I don't know. Maybe Santa Claus will make an appearance.
maybe we can give away some stuff too. Well, let's think about that. So could be some prize giveaways next week.
How many of you guys would like to see that? Who would attend if that was the deal? So put it in the chat. I mean, might as well light it up. If you guys would come, maybe some prizes for the Christmas season.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that'd be fun.
Love that. There we go. Marjorie says, I'll be there. I want a free coil.
Nobody asked for a free Obsidian Edition though.
Well, that's stretching it, right?
Yeah.
So Tara's asking, is there a way to get one-on-one training on the back office? Ooh, I love that topic. I mean, we got the onboarding for the Healy. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, there's actually some cool stuff that's coming related to back office. I would definitely stay tuned for all of our meetings, especially the one to kick off the year, the Healy World Meets the World, which is on January 11th. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff coming, and I do know that training on back office is something that's being discussed too. And actually, I think there are a couple of videos in back office on how to navigate around a little bit. I haven't watched them in a while, so I don't know if they've been updated, but there was a training section within. Let me see if I can pull it up here on the call. Let's just see.
Yeah, there's some business training in there.
Yeah.
That's nice. Let's see. Okay, so Marjorie said, hey, free travel case. We're getting some suggestions there, Jake, about some giveaways. I like it. All right. And Tara says, registered for that one. That's, I'm assuming you're talking about the Healy World Meets the World. Yep.
Yeah.
So everybody needs to register for that.
Let's see.
So remember that it's coming up January 11th. So 2025 kicking off with
It's a Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern time for.
There you go.
Let's see.
Get registered. Of course, there's an email. Everybody should be, if you're on that email list, well, if you're a Healy member, you're going to get these emails. So, and if you're not, you want to get signed up for that email list.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I don't know, Dongni, maybe you can put that link for the email list in the chat, right? What do you think? Because there is a link you can get signed up for getting on your regular email list.
Yeah, I think it's, let me check here. I think it's on our shop homepage now.
Yeah, I believe you're right. If you take a look at the shop page, you can.
So here, let me share my screen just to show you where to go. If you're not getting emails, maybe somehow you've been unsubscribed or something over the years or whatever. But if you just go to the Healy shop, this is the US shop, and this is all the way at the bottom. But you see, from Healy World straight to your inbox, and there's a place to put your name and email, and just click subscribe there. And again, this is the main shop page, almost all the way down at the bottom. There's a section here for that. So easy to do. You don't need to remember a link anymore. Just go right to the shop if anyone needs to sign up for that.
There you go, guys. us.healy.shop.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what else we got, ladies and gentlemen. Here's one. Let's see. It says when you receive a notification that an update is available for your device after the download is successful, how can you tell what was updated? That's a great question, because depending on what you're updating, let's say you're updating the app. Well, that's going to come from the App Store, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when, you're not going to see that update unless you go to the App Store. Like, occasionally if you get a notification in an email that says there's an update to the app, you want to go to your App Store and open the Healy app from the store. When you go there, you can see either the word open in blue, or you're going to see update, and that's going to do an update. But if we're talking about the update within the app for your Healy account, what's that for? Great question. How do you know?
Yeah, sometimes it's something specific for your particular device. Maybe an expert program was added, or something like that, or there was maybe there was a correction in one of the names or text or something like that. Something very minor that could be available there. But if it's an update that affects everybody, a lot of times there'll be some sort of release notes that go along with it, especially when you're talking about the app itself. There's usually a history when you go to the App Store, kind of what's new in the update.
Yeah. By the way, folks, if it is an app update, you can actually look at the release notes, and it'll show you the latest update and the date it happened, and then what it was addressing. you know, some kind of condition, something, whatever. But if it is something to do with your programs or your account, yeah, like Jake said, if it's just unique to you, maybe something was added to your account. I don't know. Maybe there was something that expired, you know.
Yeah, it could be a subscription, you know, that was renewed or added or that kind of thing too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I get those too. And I'm like, okay, well, I looked at my list and I was like, you know, it's different to different Healys too. If you have multiple Healys, you may get an update for one and not the other. All right. Okay. So, hey, another great question Tara's asking about, will Healy be offering the necklace holders soon? We did see those a while back, didn't we? So she said that I bought one from an independent creator. I've had lots of people asking about it. I get lots of people asking about mine too. Healy did create some that were some parts of some packages, right? Some specials, some giveaways.
Yeah, and those were very limited edition ones as well, exclusive there. There is a possibility of something like that, a little bit more sort of a mainstream sort of durable design there, but it's a possibility for next year. So stay tuned. I can't no timeline or anything, but certainly a possibility.
Yeah, great question. And it's always cool to have some extra little, some accessories or some bling, right? There's been a lot of creative things made out there. I get asked about this device, the way that I've got mine set up all the time. I get asked about that a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so stay tuned. Yay. I can't wait till, well, I mean, what about those black leads available in the back office, in the shop?
Yeah, well, we'll see about that.
We need to get some of those maybe, you know?
Yeah. Let's see.
Let's see. So yeah, I agree. So Tara's saying that it's convenient to make me feel like I won't lose it easily.
Mhm.
And you know, the clips, I'm really impressed with the new cabinets, the new design of the back clip, the metal clip, right? Some of you guys that have been around a while remember the plastic one. But now the new style, all the new Healys that go out now come with a metal clip. Pretty tough, pretty durable.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And pretty solid. I mean, when you clip them on, now of course, if you're clipping them on a very thin, I don't know, little silk something or something like that, and you know, it still stays on there, but depends on how loose the garment is. But for the most part, they're pretty solid.
yeah. I mean, you just got to be careful, even though it is metal. There is the possibility for it to, you know, it's cold, getting cold out, and it's getting cold even here in Florida, believe it or not. But you know, people start getting out the big jackets or big sweaters. You know, if you're trying to clip your Healy onto a sweater that's a half-inch thick, you know, and pulling the clip out, you know, you definitely need to be very careful in those types of situations.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing's indestructible.
Yeah.
I am very hard on my equipment, folks, and I'll tell you something. I've done some crazy stuff. You know what? I actually went skydiving with my Healy. I don't spread that around. Don't do that. I do not recommend doing this at home, folks. I was a professional. No, but I did, and you know, I mean, what you know, your
What program were you running, Ken, when you were skydiving?
confidence. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I was like, woo, it was great, but you know,
nice.
you're following at a pretty high rate of speed, you know. Now I must admit, I was wearing a thin jacket over a shirt. I had it clipped to my shirt, thin jacket zipped all the way up, right? So it was kind of underneath there,
Yeah, yeah.
but it was still there.
That would be an interesting support ticket. You have to explain how your Healy get damaged. Well, I was skydiving and it fell to 10,000 feet.
10,000 foot drop test, it failed.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. um let's see. So Tara's contributing a ton tonight. Thank you very much. Do you know if the element samples will be available to purchase? So it's nice to be able to give new Healy owners a sample, but I'm almost out of those. And so what Tara's referring to is those sample like envelopes, right? Those are super cool. There was a deal early on for the launch that we had those envelopes, right? And then we even got some at the Healy Homecoming in Mexico. But you're right, those are pretty cool. Anything on that, Jake?
Yeah, so those were available in that pre-order pack. Came with a free 30 pack of envelopes that were pre-stuffed with one morning, one night strip there. And we are working on an option. You will be able to purchase that it won't have the strips already in there, so you can buy a smaller version of the envelope, which is easier to mail, and that you'll be able to purchase at a lower cost, much lower cost. Then you can put however many strips in there if you want. If you want to mail it to somebody and have 3 of each strip in there or something like that, you can easily do that. I don't have an exact timeline on that, but it is a project coming up too. So at some point in the first couple of months of next year, we should have that available in the shop. Yeah, which will make it easier to share. And then for those of you that don't know, we actually, every single order since I think it was beginning of October has a sample of elements in there. So whether you're a Healy device or a Mag Healy or a coil, as long as that envelope fits in the box that it's shipping in, everyone's been getting a morning and a night sample as well, which is pretty cool. So
Yeah, and of course this month anybody who orders new Healy gets the elements for free. Right?
yeah,
We got a special going on.
every device order comes with a 30-day supply of elements, which is awesome.
Yeah, from the gold included, everybody, all the way up. Every edition gets 3 months supply. That's pretty cool. All right, well, we're caught up here, Jake.
I see. Yes. Come on, Tara, give us some more questions.
I know, right? I love this. And by the way, I hope you're taking notes there, Dongni, about these free ones, and give Jake the hint later. This free trial case, the free stuff that
It's putting together the holiday wish list.
there you go. All right. Take down all those goodies. I like that. That's a great idea. And so, even having, I don't know if there's any more of those free necklaces, those tethers, right? That might be
possibly.
You never know what's stashed there over at corporate.
Yeah.
Jake's, I'll bet you got a stash in your office, don't you?
We got some cool stuff. Yeah.
Right. All right. Mag Healy case. Yeah, by the way, guys, the Mag Healy case, I early on people were pretty creative when it came to, like packing around the Mag Healy with like a little fanny pack or a sash or whatever. And then Healy came out with a super cool Mag Healy travel case. Check them out. It was really cool. You could win them. You can get them earlier before and you had to do some stuff, but they were super cool. The charger, the cord, everything went inside this guy. Zip it up. It's semi-hard. It was great. So I like that.
And we in the month of November, there was a limited edition crossbody bag that was available. Which actually it was very cool. It could fit the Mag Healy, the charger, cables, and it had a little circular pouch on the side that fit the Healy device too. So you could have your Healy with the coil in there in your Mag Healy in this bag, and adjustable crossbody Healy branded bag too. So let me see what we can pull out of the gift bag for next.
Right? There we go, guys. You hear
Yeah.
it first right here. See? Cool
Yeah, and
stuff.
this call is being recorded, so you can't back out of it.
Right? Yeah, that
Yeah.
crossbody bag. I didn't win one of those. I didn't get one of those, darn it.
Yeah, those only came with Mag Healy professional purchases last month. So
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Kind of a quiet evening, I don't blame you guys. It's December, right? We're moving into the holiday season. Um, it's kind of a quieter time, but you know what? I also feel like Healy has done an amazing job of managing difficulties, managing the frequently asked questions. Because again, we here at Tech Tip Tuesday, we get a lot of the similar questions, right? Week after week or month after month. And now with the new FAQs and especially with the new chat function within the back or within the shop page, the live chat is just so convenient, right? To get in there and get your question answered. Work day, during the week, it's live. Now, right towards the end of the month, last month, it was a little bit later, right? I don't know, is that going to happen again this month?
yes, we'll be open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on the 30th and 31st, which is a Monday and Tuesday to close this month. And actually, we haven't really announced it because it's kind of just started recently. We're testing out, but we do have coverage every weekend now too, on Saturdays and Sundays, typically from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So live chat is available on those days as well. Just keep in mind, there's usually only one or two people that are working. So if you're needing a immediate answer in the chat, it might take a little bit longer than on a weekday.
And remember, that's just US or right?
Yeah, US, Canada. Yep.
US and Canada. So those of you guys that are on this call, I know we get a lot of people from all over the world on here. We're hoping to set the standards for the world, right?
Yeah.
Another great question, Tara. You're keeping us in business tonight. Thank you. Can expert programs be transferred to a different device? Yes, they can actually. When you go to any one of your devices, any one of your Healys has a special code, and you can get it's called a TAN. So you go to that device, you go within your settings and get within the expert section, you can get the TAN number for that device, contact your creator, the person who created your expert program, and then request the transfer. All right. So it's not that tough. Just whoever it is that created your expert program is the one who can do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Great questions, though.
Yeah.
And by the way, those of you that are on there that aren't familiar with expert programs, again, that's another whole section on the Healy that within the app that you can access, and you can add up to 12 programs per the page. The page will hold 12, right? Just like all the other program pages. But you can get a time waiver practitioner to create a special program for any condition, anything going on within your body. It's a practitioner based system, so they've got a little bit more flexibility in what they can address specifically. So you get a one-on-one, most time a one-on-one consultation with the practitioner. They will do an assessment and then they will create something specifically for you. And with that TAN number that your device generates, you give that to the practitioner. They can download it directly into your app.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It's a great question. Yeah, not everyone's familiar with where those programs are. We had someone recently reach out asking, that they were supposed to receive a prosperity program, which is an expert program that some people either earned or was part of a purchase earlier this year, and it turned out it had been on her device since May, and she just didn't know where to go. And so we showed her how to get to it and everything's good. But yeah, it's because it's not in the regular program list. You have to go to that separate expert area to check those out.
Well, we got a moment here. Let me show you that real quick, folks.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll just share my screen, and we'll take a look here. I'll show you where that's at. Okay. We might have done this before, but hey, it's always great to do a refresher. So you get into your device, you get into your Healy. You get out of the way. When you open the pink app, the Healy app, okay, you see at the very bottom of the screen down there, the second thing from the left is expert area. Tap on that expert area, and then it opens that page. And as I mentioned before, you need to generate a TAN number. So at the very top right there, it says generate new expert TAN. So you tap on that, and what it's going to do is it's going to then allow you to create a TAN number that you could share with your practitioner. Okay. And then once it's generated, you share it, and you would see expert programs on this page if you had them. So here, I don't have any there, but at least they would show up there. Okay. You would have 12. You have a potential for 12. Does that make sense? All right. Hopefully that was helpful.
Yeah, it's always nice to see it exactly where it is.
Exactly where it is. Yep, right there in your app. All right. Let's see. Here's Tara's keeping us busy there, Jake. Here's another one.
Love it.
Can you tell me the story about the watch? It's no longer available. Lots of people ask about it, the programs and so on in the Blue app. Yep, they do pop up, I guess, sometimes. Is there a program description list for those programs? I haven't been able to find them. So yeah, you want to cover that watch information there, Jake?
Yeah, so the watch, it was released, I think it was 2021 or late 2020. I believe actually late 2020, wasn't it?
It was actually, the watch was available before Healy launched in the US, which was May
Okay. So
2020.
yeah.
So it's been it was part of the whole hardware set from the beginning that I'm aware of.
Yeah. So it was when it was first released. So the watch itself is essentially from when it was first developed. It was more than 5 years old at that point, and there's some great programs that go along with it that were created just for the watch. But the technology of the watch is kind of in just the overall marketplace has kind of moved along, with the Apple Watch and the Oura rings and all that kind of thing. And we found that for Healy, focusing on our core product line, which is the Healy and Mag Healy, is what makes the most sense. So rather than put more resources into the watch app, the watch itself, that kind of thing, we just kind of eventually just made the decision to no longer offer it. We didn't take away the program. So if you had the watch before, or the watch connector module, it was a monthly subscription, and we basically just we let anyone who had the subscription just keep the programs forever, or while they're still available. And there's no plans to remove those programs at any point in the near future. But so you continue to use those programs, but you just no longer have to pay for them. So you get them for free if you had the watch connector module before. But yeah, the questions always come up when you're running an analysis for, say, All Healy Programs, resonance analysis in the Analyse app. You might get some program results that are the watch programs, and basically you can go ahead and vibrate those results, and you're getting the benefits of those programs. Or you can do an analysis if you have the watch connector module just on those watch programs too. But if you wanted to run those with microcurrent, you would have had the watch connector module at some point in the past, because you can no longer add that as a separate module too. So
Yeah, if you go to the blue app is still going to have the watch programs as potentials when you do a scan, right? If you use all Healy programs, there are 3 watch segments: the watch digital nutrition, the meridians, and then there's the watch programs. And there's 12 individual programs on each one of those pages. So you got 36 potential watch associated programs. Now, when I say watch associated, doesn't mean that those programs are, completely unique from what's available in, say, the digital nutrition module. If you were to do an analysis on the digital nutrition module and you did an analysis based on the watch digital nutrition, you may see some similarities in what comes up. But the blue app still allows you to send those frequencies to the client's field. So now you're essentially quantum entangling the client with the frequencies, specific frequencies within those watch databases, those 3 databases, those 3 pages. But they're just not available as microcurrent transmissions. Okay, so I like this. To me, it's like, okay, I still got them available. And I like to experiment. Well, it's not really an experiment now. The 5 years I've been with Healy, it's not really an experiment anymore. It's now unknown. I like to do the microcurrent, and I like to do the vibrate mode, or in other words, send it to your quantum field, because your quantum field is, let's say, raining down on you or influencing you when you're asleep or awake, or anytime, every time. And there's no timeline really within how it's being radiated or sent to you. It's 24/7 all the time. So the cool thing about that quantum field blueprint of you, it gets an upgrade at the speed of light. The moment you send any frequency from Healy through that quantum entanglement portal, you're instantly changed. Well, your blueprint's changed. Doesn't mean your mind can't sabotage it, but your blueprint's changed. And believe me, there's effect when you as a person accept, believe, and surrender, let go of everything else and let this happen.
Mm-hmm. So the other part of that question was that there are a list of descriptions for those watch programs, and there's not individual descriptions for the programs themselves. The actual modules, there's a short description in the Healy 2 app manual. So, if you just go to page 26, there's a Healy Watch program section. It talks a little bit about bioenergetic rhythm analysis that the watch was doing there, and the HRV. The watch meridian programs talks a little bit about the meridians, and then the same with the digital nutrition that Ken mentioned too, but there's not detailed description of each of the individual programs there.
And you can also access that information from the blue app. If you go to the blue app, and you're in the resonance module, and you scroll all the way down, you're going to see those digital, or those watch digital nutrition meridians and the watch programs. And if you'll notice, on any one of the databases within Healy's analysis system, there's a number after the name. The number indicates how many entities are in that one database. So if you click on, say, watch digital nutrition, scroll to the bottom of that where it says further info on this database, then it shows you similar what you just saw in the owner's manual there, the description, and then the names of all the programs are there. If you need that quick access, you can see that. So again, a tool right there from the app itself. Okay. Tara says, am I understanding the Obsidian correctly? Will all new programs and modules be automatically added forever? Great question. And we actually talked about this, I think. When was that? Last week?
I think a couple weeks ago, yeah, because there was an amazing promo on the Obsidian Edition last month where you purchase the Obsidian Edition, you get Mag Healy Professional for free, the Meridian module for free, and last month you got a limited edition black Healy VIP Obsidian Club yoga jacket, which is very cool. That same promo is available this month, except the yoga jacket's been swapped for a 30-day supply of elements. So you still, amazing offer still, you get the Mag Healy Pro for free, Meridian module, and a 1-month supply of elements. But yeah, that's the only exception to that is the business suite, which is not considered a program, group, or a module. It's a suite, which is separate from those. But yes, all Obsidian. So you get everything that's currently available there, except for business suite. It includes Soul Cycle, Natural Cycle, Personal Growth Database. Any new regular program, group, or module that's added in the future will be added to everyone with an Obsidian edition as well, which makes it a huge benefit also. So
Yeah. I mean, you don't get the business suite. Okay. But everything else? Whew.
yeah. And Ken, I think, because of all these great questions from Tara and looking at Tara's name here, I think today we can dedicate and just call this Tara Townsend Tuesday, right?
TTT.
Tuesday. We got Tara Townsend Tuesday.
I love it. Right on. There you go. So it's official. It's in the record books.
Yeah.
It's going to come out on the YouTube page and everything.
Yeah.
All right. And that YouTube page gets a lot of traffic, you guys. People are going back and watching episodes, and maybe it's not convenient this time of day for folks, but they go back and they search and they look at stuff, and like Jay said, we'll hear some statistics next week. But
yeah, and actually, I think we're gonna. This reminded me. I think we're going to do a world premiere of a new video series that we're been working on. Me and Henry together. Henry Payne, our onboarding specialist, and he's going to be on Tech Tip Tuesday next week with us. So I think this would be a perfect time to kind of show some of these new videos that we've been working on. So yeah, we're going to have end of year recap, some giveaways, world premiere videos next week.
we'll have another third face live on here. I love it when Henry comes on, because then we got a little triangle of
the call of the year next week. You can't miss it.
Right. We're gonna end the year strong, you guys. So don't miss it.
Yeah.
All right. So Carrie says, I've missed a few years in keeping up with my Healy.
Well, welcome back.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're back. But I get this too. People are like, doing other stuff. But still use my device. I recently was forced to upgrade the software. Do we now have to pay subscription for the professional series? So no, the professional, I mean, if it depends on when you got your Healy, if you got a professional, you got the professional version. All the programs that are associated with professional at the time you bought it. Now there's some variations because the professional did switch, I think, in regards to what the deep cycle. There might have been some variations there. What else? Can't recall exactly what else.
No, I mean, I'm probably, if you recently updated to the new Healy 2 app, there's nothing new related to that as far as you still don't need a login or anything like that. You just connect to your Healy and go from there. The Analyse app, there's no subscription needed to use that as far as doing the same analysis that you could before. If you had the resonance module and the aura module, that kind of thing, it's just a new app platform, basically, much more modern, has much more capabilities for us to add additional modules as well into the future too. So
Carrie says, I bought it in 2020. Okay. So July 2021, that's kind of, there was a shift point right there. So if you got your Healy before 2020, July 2021, you probably got the resonance, right? The
resonance, which was the top end model at that time.
It was similar to the professional.
Yeah.
Not the same as the professional, because The modern day professional includes like the coaching module,
Oh,
the bioenergetic vitalization module, it
yeah.
includes that. So the one prior to that did not. I mean, the resonance was the biggest, best, baddest Healy at the time, that did have modules you could add to it. But then when the professional came out, that kind of changed things. Whatever you had available to that model or that edition in 2020, you still have.
Mhm.
So, um,
No, you don't need to pay any subscription to use what you already had. So,
no, if you let's say that you wanted to add the coaching module, that's
mm,
different. You can add that to
yeah.
that, and you can upgrade that to the professional, right? Which then puts all those any other things that the professional has that yours doesn't. And again, you can go to your shop page. You can log in, and well, you don't even have to log in. Just go to the shop page and take a look at the professional edition, and you'll see everything that's included in that, all the program groups, all the modules, and then you would be able to compare to what you have now, so you can see what would look like to upgrade. Hopefully that helps out. Okay. Tara says, do you know if we get taxed on the free editions that we earn?
Yeah, so that those are considered income from as far as IRS purposes. Just like if you win a free trip, the value of the trip or whatever gets added into that. And also, we recently made that change earlier this year to where if you earn a free device, we used to just automatically send it out. Now you go to your shop, go to your rewards section, then you can opt to receive it. If you don't want to receive the device because of tax purposes or whatever, you don't have to anymore. You don't have to redeem it. But that option is there. And if it's not based off retail, it's based off the lowest price that we sold that edition for in the year. So if you earned a free professional edition and during 2024, we sold it at 60% off at one point, that's the value that would be assigned to it.
And that's an income tax, not sales tax, you guys.
Yeah.
You get the free device. There's no sales tax on the price of the device. It's just the value of it as an income.
Mhm.
So Carrie put a picture of her Healy device on the pit on here, and I recognize that blue film that's still
Yeah.
on the face of your device, by the way. So that is a sticker that's peel off, that you can peel off, and it'll look brand new under there. But I recognize that blue sticker or that blue protective film, and that is the prior to July 2021.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the resonance edition that you have there. It's still going to
Yeah.
have, I mean, it's got all the program pages, right? I don't know. Take a look at, count them. When you open the app, you'll see, you saw when I had my app online here, sharing the screen, you saw all those lists of pages that are there. And, there's up to 12 programs per page. I think we're up to 17 pages or 16 pages. I don't know.
Lost count.
I lost count too. Just do the
Yeah.
math,
Yeah.
if there's a lot of programs. Okay.
Mhm.
And so
So
Tara's asking, is it based
yeah.
on retail or cost? So that Jake answered
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And yeah, Carrie was trying to protect it with the keeping that blue film on there. Yeah, I mean, if you want to keep it on there, go ahead. If
Yeah.
it ever gets too bubbly or scratch that blue film, peel it off. And as Ken mentioned, you'd be like, got myself a brand new Healy device.
They look brand new after that too. I know that after lots of time of pressing the button and that kind of
Yeah.
thing, that little area starts to raise and get a little, bubbly or whatever. But yeah, I mean, yours looks really new there. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's in great shape. So you've taken good care of it.
Mhm.
But I see, I had a lot of people back in those days say, "Oh my gosh, the face of this thing is peeling off, and it's terrible." And I'm like, "No, it's a protective layer, just like you get any device in brand new packaging, typically over the glass or
Yeah.
over the display. they've got some kind of a peel off thing that protected. And I had a lot of people saying this thing is wrinkly and ugly. And then they peel it off and it's like, whoa, it's brand new.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. I think we're caught up again right now. Let's see. Got 10 minutes to go. Let's see what else comes in here.
Yay. I love being caught up. We're knocking out the Tara Townsend show.
We'll be hearing more about the hydrogen tablet. So that's a possibility for some point in the future. There's a lot of development work related to that type of a product to make it, not something that's generic, something that would be unique that you couldn't get anywhere else. So, we're not interested in just launching something that's just something you can get anywhere else. So, it's a possibility at some point still in the future, but there's no any sort of timeline or anything like that. But and no guarantees either. But certainly something that could be a possibility in the future. Things related to hydration, especially, are a good fit for what we're doing here at Healy. And Ken, you always love to talk about the importance of hydration, because with if you're dehydrated, you're not going to be getting the best results from using your Healy, especially the microcurrent, right?
100%. And like I mentioned earlier, that's my jam, the microcurrent. And so it's quite important. Current flow cannot move through a non-conductive material, right? You become an insulator. That's called an insulator. You either have communications channels, which are conductive, or you have non-communications, which are insulators. And so a body that's dehydrated is like it's like trying to put current through wood, right? It just doesn't have the ability to carry electron flow. And so, true to Healy, I love the fact that there's just no interest in in Me Too kind of ideas. Me Too, there's like when it came to the nutritional strips, right? When we're talking about the elements, it's not a protein shake, right? It's not a supplement. It is a triggering mechanism that no matter what you're ingesting, it's actually increasing the body's ability to absorb and to recognize and to expand those over 400 different systems that go on and off with our circadian rhythm. And so there's particular nutrients in there to help signal the body to do these functions better. That's unique. And so when it comes to hydrogen, it's like, okay, well, everybody's making these tablets and these supplements and these ways to increase hydrogen uptake. Well, that's not going to be Healy. So I'm looking forward to what they come up with. Genius at best, I'm sure.
Yep.
Okay.
When's the recording available for replay on YouTube? So we're talking about the recording of Tech Tip Tuesdays. They're usually up by the next business day, and almost always within 48 hours for sure.
Yeah. I mean, and it's a great, Jake, your team does amazing. I'm so
Henry's the one that does all the Tech Tip Tuesdays these days as well. So big thanks to Henry for taking care of that, because it's a very important job to get up there. Because we definitely get hundreds of people that watch these recordings as well. A lot more people watch the recording than join us live, but you can't ask the questions if you don't join us live. So
right. And sometimes you get the answer you're looking for, and then you don't have to join us live. But and
anyone that's watching this recording, you can't win the giveaway if you don't join us live on December 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern. So.
Ooh, there you go, guys. So tomorrow, anybody after this is posted and you guys are watching this recording, hey, you want to get in on the giveaways, you better be here live. I love it. And the job you guys do is tremendous. Getting them turned around really quickly, getting the recordings online, but also, they're all hyperlinked and categorized. So you can, skip around and just look at topics you're interested in. Each question actually has its own line and its own hyperlink that you can go just to that area. So, the statement around what we were just talking about earlier around hydrogen, it's going to be in there as a question, as a line item, and you can just go there, right? Or the questions earlier when, we're talking about the professional edition and the variations there. It's going to have its own item, its own line item. So yeah, great job. And thank you guys, corporate. Thank you, team. Thank you, Henry. Woohoo. All right. So Gary, great question. What do we do if our sponsor isn't active? All right. So in other words, to have a Healy device, you need to have a sponsor, whether it's customer or you are a member, you're going to have a sponsor, someone to bring you in and help you out. This is why there's so many tools now that corporate is built in the academy. Within that's Tech Tip Tuesday gives an opportunity for you to get on here and get some support. The live chat, various trainings and things that have been done, all those recordings, all those things on the YouTube page, great resources. So, and I get it. I get questions like this often where, somebody contact me and I always ask, I said, hey, who's your sponsor? And can they help with this? And when they're saying like what you're saying here, Carrie, like what if they're gone, right? So referring back to the academy, the customer service agents, those chats, that's a good one. And then go up into the upline. I mean, if you know who their sponsor was, if there's any portions of your team that are still around and active, anybody. Okay. And so Tara says, I'll be passing this replay on to my downline. Of course you will, because you're the star. Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I would definitely be passing this on. And I do this too. I do have a team page that I have my leadership group in. There are other Healy pages out there that Facebook or social media pages that people are in. You can go in there and you can ask questions. You can see, hey, anybody want to adopt me? Right. I've had a lot of that in my past, adopting folks and trying to help out. But now we have so many good tools. It's like, it's really easy to stay up to date. One of the places, folks, to make sure you stay plugged in is our Telegram group. And there's another WhatsApp group being built and born, isn't it?
Yeah. Judith our sales manager for the US and Megan Ranko, our sales manager for Canada, are working together on that. So
yep. So stay tuned for a WhatsApp group, another group to plug in. And then we also have the events page, by the way, that gives links and dates and times for all of the calls that are available. So get plugged into those things, and then you'll stay on top of it. And then just come back and join us. If you forget, we'll remind you.
Yep. 1 minute to go here. What we got here? Anything?
Right. Lightning round.
Let's put the link in there that goes directly to our YouTube channel, HealyAmericas.com, which is where you'll find this recording later this week.
And not only that, there are the Healy for Beginners and Beyond recordings there. Right, there's some other great content there. Definitely plug into that. All right, let's see. Last question, everybody. Can anyone not in the US join the WhatsApp group? It's a WhatsApp, so
yeah, we're not checking countries or anything like that. So if you want to join and the information is relevant for you, go ahead.
Yeah, just know the language preferences that'll be in there is going to be English. There's probably going to be some compensation for other links that might be allowing for other languages, but yeah, global. I love the fact, I mean, US was not the first country to join Healy, but I'll tell you what, it's been probably one of the most effective countries in changing the tools and the assets that the Healy has to spread globally. So, yay, kudos to US, to the Americas, I guess, right? That's the team, you guys, the Americas. It's not just the US, but also, you know, Jake and the sales team and the corporate Orlando folks support a big demographic. So thanks, guys. All right, we're at the end of our hour, Jake. That was fun.
Yeah, flew by.
All right. By the way, folks, if you want to save the chat, if you're on your laptop or your PC, you can do so by clicking the three little dots that are there in your chat window. Click on that, then click on Save Chat. When we're all done, we get off the air here. On your computer is going to be the ability to save this chat, and you're going to see all these links that Jake has put in there, and the content that Dongni's put in there, and of course all the great questions will be there for you. So hurry up, click on those dots, and be sure to tell your teams, tell everybody, join next week. You want to win something free. Not going to say what it is.
Yeah.
But Jake, let it out of the back.
Fun year-end episode next week.
Woohoo. All right. It's going to be a lot of fun. See you guys next week. Thanks, Jake. Thanks, Dongni. Thanks,
Thank
audience.
you. Appreciate it.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. And we're